knowing how much time I get to live, what it's gonna take or what it's gonna do to me. So when Road Venture came, Shontaz, when, tell us about them. And yet, for me, she don't need to really tell me nothing, because I truly believe in her that what she does is good enough. Her word is good enough. She don't need to prove nothing to me. That's how good my value of her love and friendship as a niece is to me. So that was my whole thing of why and how that came into play for me.
Nice. Gary, Uncle Gary, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What's your background? Oh, there's two of you.
Yes, I know. There is two of me.
Okay.
Actually,
What?
yes, there is.
So what's your background before?
So my background, I've been an electrician for 20 odd years, and actually I kind of am semi-retired. I worked for the city and county for 7 years now. I've been an electrical inspector for 7 years. And one of the reasons why I kind of didn't want to do the electrical work is because it took a lot of my time. Actually, I could, like Ozzy always tells us, sometimes we go to work at night and we come home late at night. So that's the true thing that I had to do. And I could see that through my girls, because when we were gone, was always leaving, and I was never really home when they were there. But when our other baby was born, Olani, and that's when I kind of looked back and tried to look at my life where I could kind of make changes in my life. And I did, and I became electrical inspector, and that gave me some time freedom, but financial freedom that didn't really even help me at all, because I took a major cut in pay from making over 100 something thousand a year to only half of that. So now you see where I'm at now. So I seen this, and Shontaz has shown us this, and I see this can even reduce more of my time freedom that I can spend with my family and share the wonderful blessings of making memories. And as Ozzy always put it, we gotta make memories, because we ain't getting younger anymore. So, and I really respect Ozzy and Shontaz for introducing this to us.
Yep. Awesome. A lot of us have those type of people in our lives that just sign up because they love us and they just want to support us. But there's the people in your life that will sign up and do nothing with it, right? Mm-hmm. Why did you guys sign? I know you guys signed up because you love up on Ozzy and Shontaz, and you guys wanted to support, but why are you guys building this business instead of just standing on the sideline as a supporter? Why are you actually building this business? What's your why?
My why is why I am building it. I have a couple of reasons, and I had one reason only in the beginning, but as I go through my obstacles in this whole adventure, I've come up with a couple of more goals that I want to hit. And it's not no goal of being MD or 3-star rep. And, don't get me wrong, if I am, I am. But that is not where my mindset is, because if it's God's plan, it will happen. And if not, so be it. But my plan was, at first when I jumped in, was because I had cancer. It was a distraction for me to look at something a little brighter for my day, or my life. And of course, now I got cancer. I got one bucket list that I check off. And part of the bucket list is traveling and seeing God's creation. Yet, as I go along, share his love. Making friends, long distance friends, many friends around the world, not only in our islands. I like to meet different people, funny kind people, unusual kind people, or even people that people don't like. I like them. I really do. But it was for that reason. First of all, it was because it could help me to go check off my bucket list, yet take me back and forth to Chicago, because my doctors is all in Chicago, nothing here nothing in the islands. So it was for me and my husband having to travel now, so money, of course, is one issue, but the bucket list was more for me, because tomorrow is never promised to any of us. And not just me because I get cancer, to each and every one of us, never promised. We could walk across the street and who knows, we get banged and then it's all over, But I wanted to do that for that fact, and yet have my baby see the world with me, just in case God say, hey, tomorrow your turn. Because if he said tomorrow my turn, trust me, I'm checking out. You know why? Better there than it is here. But my baby, she's still young. And I just feel I need to give her a little bit more time in enjoying life and give me time to enjoy her. So the other thing is, as I go through this journey and these obstacles in venturing in this road venture, you know, I just talked to my niece the other day, and I told my husband this a month ago, but I just told her yesterday. I said, you know, baby, Auntie's whole perspective in this now is not about my cancer. Yeah, okay, I like make something about my cancer. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I can make an organization for my road venture and do something with that in the cancer form, you know. But my thing was, my mom is 87. And I told her if we could get all of our family, as big as we are, as many as we are, to take her on a journey before she leaves this earth, we would be so happy. The memories that you could never buy would be embedded in our hearts, in our minds, and in our soul. Yet, she gonna be happy. Because many of us in our family, we all don't see eye to eye. You know what I mean, right? But it's like everybody else's family. So that was my next goal that I wanted to, you know, in looking towards moving on with this, is to accomplish that, you know. So that is my thing. Mr. G, let's hear what you got to say.
Mr. G, what's your why?
So actually, when we first seen it, actually we were excited because we could travel, and even just seeing the slides from Disneyland where you can just pay around $500 per person. Actually, when we went to Disneyland with our football team, I think we paid about 2,000 a person, and I had
Mhm.
what, 4 kids.
5. Well, we have 5 of us.
Yeah, 5 of us, a total
Yeah.
of 5 of us, and that's over $10,000 that we had to
Yeah.
pay for a traveling team. And at that time, it was okay because I could afford it, right? Because I was working as an electrician, a lot of overtime, and very busy schedule, so that
Mhm.
didn't really hurt us effectively. But as we got through this process, and as Shontaz then kept building, kept going along and building her team, and then like I said, we also have other mentors that kind of tell us things that we gotta kind of take in consideration. And then like Chad told me, hey, Gary, why don't you just check on your leg and check it out? Maybe you can start doing something. And I was like, oh yeah. So that was one of the things that I congratulate Chad for even opening up my eyes to see, hey, you know what? I'm already there, and I just got to put a little bit more effort into it. And so I got my wife involved, and that also helps too. So any type of business that you can get your partner with, and especially if it's your eternal partner, to share in the glory and the many things that we can prosper from it. I think that is the best and ultimate things that we can do in life, is having our partner there with us.
Well, in the first year, so Gary has been in this for 1 year. We really never do nothing. And we never do nothing for the fact that I was still trying to figure this cancer out. And we was flying back and forth. I had surgeries here and there. And, you know, it was just a lot on my plate. Yet we still knew in the back of our mind that this was something that we believed in. You know, it was just the timing. We needed the timing. And the timing all came. I can tell you guys, when we went Colina, and I met all these new people that Shontaz brought. And don't get me wrong, Shontaz always tell Auntie this, Auntie that, you know, don't forget this, forget that. She always was there to remind us and reiterate what is happening. But of course, I chose not to at the time because I was still dealing with my own self, with my own body, you know, and yet I had a lot on my plate. So, you know, I always say, God is so amazing because he put things in our lives where sometimes we don't understand. Yet, one by we figure them out and we comprehend and we say, wow, God, you're unreal, man. You're the most amazing thing that I can ever love besides my eternal.
Right. Yeah, and that's where we met Auntie Napua. That when I say she does it big, she does it big. They stayed at the Kapolei resort.
And it to grow even more. And it does. Every day I meet somebody new. And it's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's where we got to meet Auntie Napua. And let me tell you, she can throw it down in the kitchen, okay? I swear, she was there for a month. And she did it for the tax write-offs, and you can ask your you can ask your mentors about that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think I gained weight, and I was there for the week. I would come in and out for the week, and I gained mad weight because she can throw it down. But you know, the importance of, I don't know if you guys heard that. They jumped in a year ago, but they locked in their business spot because they knew that this was something that could change their life. When they were ready, they came in to rock and roll with it. So for those of you guys who jumped in and then you feel overwhelmed with whatever life is throwing at you, just hold on to this spot, because when the sun starts to shine, when the rain and the storm starts to clear, you have this. And like I said, we build as a team. So by the time you come back, there's going to be some more in your organization.
Yeah.
It's because we work as a team. So, you know, one last question before we move on. Auntie Napua and Uncle Gary, what fired you guys up? Like, I know, Auntie, you were, you know, going through what you were going through, and you had to take care of your health, of course. That's first and foremost. What gave you that aha moment? What fired you guys up?
Colina. I'm not even kidding. Hands down, Colina.
Why Colina? Like the
people, the
conversations you were having, or
not just the spirit I felt from each and every one of them that I met, you know, there. Because I met Terry Camp 1 year ago. I went his house, everything. And yet we believed in it then because my husband bought one spot for each of his daughters. And they still get them. That's how much we believe in this. Now, what they do with them, I don't know. But anyway, it's still there. But now here's the time that I've come to meet each and every one of you. And I'm not even kidding. Everyone that came to my room that night have a part in where I am today. Honest to God. Shontaz didn't plant the seed, but you guys didn't water them, see? And that's what I tell my team is that we can plant the seed, but sometimes different people water them.
Right.
And when the different people water them, you grab little here, little there, and then it just, boom. That's how it happened for me, you know? And my husband saw that in me. I mean, I talked to him about it too. I said, wow, these people that came, honey, I don't even know, but I truly know it's meant to be for us to see them, hear them, speak to them, listen to their testimony, feel of their spirit and their love. And that's where the fire would ignite. I'm not even kidding. Each of you had, each and every one of you, down to the ones that only came that night one time.
Wow.
Because it was all that night that when really fired me.
Wow.
So let's see what
experience, guys, of it wasn't technically a dream trip, but that's exactly why you want to get around the campfire, because what happened in July was they did a staycation, and Ozzy and Shontaz had their own suite, Auntie Napua and Uncle Gary had their own suite, Kara and Ray had their own suite, Allison and Alex had their own suite. And when I talk about own suite, it's like a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom,
right?
And then Ozzy and Shontaz had dinners at their in their suite every night. Auntie Napua would throw it down with the food, let me tell you. And so we came along and we just have regular fun. That's all we were having. And then correct me if I'm wrong, Auntie Napua, the conversations would be like just how we're just having Ohana time, as
nothing about World Venture.
Nothing World Ventures, exactly, but
we never, because it was Ozzy's birthday.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, right?
Was somebody
celebrated? It was actually in my room that night. Everybody came. Remember?
Yeah.
All the young little ones was on the balcony. All the older ones was in the house.
Right.
Remember?
Must have been on the balcony.
So it was kind of separated by age. like the older ones, which is the wiser ones, and the young ones, which are the millennium ones. You know, they both.
Okay, I was in the
bring-
house then.
Or you was in? I was in between.
It was
That's
Ozzy and
Roro's birthday.
Shontaz's anniversary.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
it was their anniversary.
Yes.
And Roro's,
Right.
Roro's
Okay, I know
And
it was
Roro's
something
birthday.
It
celebrating.
was my birthday. They
Yeah, it
threw
was
a
Roro's
massive
birthday.
party.
Oh yeah, it was Roro's birthday. Right, right.
Like she
Correct.
made this big get up, and mind you, I just met her, and I'm just blown away. Like wow, like she made this, like just amazing, and just get around the campfire because you never know, and you want to get your team around the campfire because they might have their aha moment, right?
Right.
So we're so glad that you're part of it, and we pray for you, Auntie Napua, that everything is going well with the health. I know you're gonna go to Boston again.
Chicago.
Chicago. You're en route.
Yeah.
To-
So my body, half of my body is done. I get the other half for do, but the other half ain't as worse as the first half. So I got over the big hurdle where the most of it was, and I was supposed to go in April, but because of the COVID, I can't go to now. So I go make my journey back, and you know what? I'm not even afraid. I thank God for giving me this. And if you never know this story, my sister, 12 years ago, had breast cancer. Me and my husband was going through fertility at the time, but it was just taking a toll on me that I needed to stop, and my sister needed the help. And I did on in vitro, everything never worked, And of course, I believe it's on God's time. So we stopped, we took care of her, and lo and behold, I got pregnant naturally. Okay, so God took her, but he gave me one. And he gave me one at 44, which is very rare for most women not to, have a child at 44. So she carries my sister's name. The amazing thing is her birthmark is the same exact spot as my sister. I'm not even kidding. And you know what? God will prepare me then for now. Because 11 years ago, which was last year where I found out I had my cancer. I found out I had cancer.
Auntie Napua, cannot hear you. Still cannot hear you.
Okay, wait, let me hear.
There you go.
Okay, now you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry.
No worries.
So where I left off.
Your daughter's named after your sister.
Yeah, my daughter is named after my sister. And the amazing thing is her birthmark is the exact same spot as my sister. Yeah. Same place, okay? So now I give birth at 44. I go to my OBGYN when I find out I get breast cancer. She give me this number on a piece of paper. The number I call is a place I was supposed to take my sister to do her treatment, which was Chicago. So she gave me that number, and I went call, and they said, "Oh, this is Cancer Treatment Center of Chicago." I went dropped to my knees, and I said, "Wow, Lord, thank you." And so that's where I go, Chicago. All meant to be for me. So I truly believe he would set me up then for now. So that's why I go to Chicago and not there in Hawaii. So, I truly believe, like you folks, came into our lives meant to be. Everything meant to be. So we just have the best yet to come,
Yep. And
yeah.
We cannot wait to see you guys achieve more. I cannot wait to see pictures of you bringing your mom on a dream trip.
I can't.
So we're praying for you guys. We're rooting for you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm trying to keep it together because I am known to cry, and I don't like the ugly phrase cry. So we're gonna.
No, you're still beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
We're gonna move this along. So I don't know if you guys was hearing, Auntie Napua and Uncle Gary got sponsored by Ozzy and Shontaz. We're being just joined by Shontaz right now because they own 3 successful businesses. Okay, so sitting there, guys, thinking, I don't have time for this. I'm overwhelmed with time. I don't know when I can fit this in. Please pay close attention to their testimony and their story because, guys, they have 6 beautiful kids. They have 3 conventional, successful businesses on top of building world ventures. But I wanted to welcome our newest directors. Ozzy's not here, but Shontaz Novelli is on the call. Hi,
Yeah.
Woo!
so we cannot wait to hear your story because this is the part that I love about the trainings and the events when I get to hear in-depth people's stories, because let me tell you, it really kicks me in my behind, and I stop playing my violin because there's times where I just want to sit in the corner and play my violin, and it's like, you know what, Roro, Rah, their story is so impactful and inspiring. Like, why are you sitting here about that? You know, people go through obstacles, people have objections, people go through major tests, but they go through these tests because when they come through it, they have such an amazing testimony. So, you know, Shontaz, I want you to share what your background was before you heard about this.
Can I share real quick? Just going back to Auntie Napua, just really quick.
Absolutely.
So before we even got to Ko'olina Beach Villas, we actually I made the mistake of booking the wrong hotel and resort that weekend. So that weekend, I booked everything. I said, Uncle, I got all my stuff. Okay, we ready. We see you guys next week. And so when I got to Kapolei, I was like, Auntie, where are you guys at? Like, I'm here. Where are you guys? And then not knowing I'm at freaking Ko'olina Marriott, and they're actually at Ko'olina Beach Villas, like right next door. I'm like, what the heck? So all of us from World Ventures are all at Ko'olina Marriott, and Auntie is at Ko'olina Beach Villas. And so after that weekend, I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to go home yet. I still want to stay on this side. I just feel like I need to be this side. And then so I called up everybody, and not knowing that they're going to actually check in the same time, you know. So I called Allison, I called Carol. I was like, hey, you guys like stay at Colleen? I was like, what? Yeah, today. Check in today. I'm like, what? Oh, shoot. Okay, we got to pack everything. But you know what? And then that's when I felt the fire that Auntie Napua felt. The same thing.
Yeah.
When we all was surrounded, and that is what we call the campfire.
Yeah.
When we all were there together.
Yep.
And Shontaz must have knew this because she always told me for a while, you gotta meet these people. You gotta meet them. It's like, okay, we're not gonna meet them. Like, really?
Yeah.
And then she went to the wrong hotel. It's like, they were my chance, right? But she made it happen where I could meet all of those people that she knew we needed that fire.
Yep. Yeah, and it was different. It was a different environment because, you know, we so used to live travel parties, and that's where Team Hawaii flourished. Like Zoom, nobody like do Zoom. You want to meet up on Zoom? No, I will drive 2 hours to meet you in Waianae. No, we're doing one live travel party, right? And then so when that was taken away, it was like, oh my goodness, did our fire just burn out? And of course not. Leaders adjust, right? And the staycation, yes, was very, very refreshing. So you know, thank God we were able to do that. But Shontaz, everybody wants to know the background. Like, we hear that you own 3 other businesses. Like, what is it that you guys do prior to World Ventures?
Okay, so the 3 businesses that we have, one is a general contracting that's called Ozzy's Construction. The second one is a roll-off company. It's called Rent-A-Can. And the third company is called Aloha Potties, and that's portable toilet rentals.
Nice. So, because you guys were already successful in World Ventures, when Kara and Ray showed this to you, what made you want to add another business on top of your already busy schedule, on top of your 6 kids, on top of holding down the fort at home on the home front? Like, why did you say yes to the business?
So when I saw it, actually Ozzy was working outside of the office. I was in the office. And then here comes 2 Range Rovers pulling up into our driveway at our office, right? So Ozzy's outside. He doesn't know what the heck's going on. And so Kara, Ray, and Camille comes into the office, And Kara starts doing her presentation. And so Ozzy comes in, like right in, kind of in between, and says hi, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes back out. So he doesn't see nothing at all. And so Kara shows, when I see the membership, it's just too good to be true already, for me. But I already knew that I saw that I could save. So I was like, yeah, no brainer. But I kind of like said, oh, you know what? I needed to talk to Ozzy. But then they said, you know what? We're not even done with the presentation. We need to show you the business side. And I was like, oh, okay. And then so Ray starts, but mind you now, Kara, that was her first ever time showing the presentation to me. She said she was sweating bullets, but I never see that. She was like, she was on it.
Girl, sweated bullets is an understatement. From Mililani all the way to Waimanalo, I felt like I had to poop my pants.
And so Ray kind of like goes into the presentation, but he only just, I would say, like right after when it said $50 to start the business. And I was like, what? $50? Like, who does that? Like, if you put 4 zeros towards that 50, that's how much we spent to start our first company, And
Right.
so I was like, shoot, just give me the application already. Just sign me up. And they were like, what? Don't you have to talk to Ozzy? Nope. Just give me the paper. I sign everything. Whatever I gotta sign, just hook me up. I'm done. He don't need no, I can handle him myself. I got him. And so do you want me to go on like to the
why did you guys decide to like, why the business on top of everything that you were doing? Just so people can see, because from the outside looking in, we see you as time broke already. And then that's a lot of objections that a lot of people have now. And I'm not putting anybody down, if they're just doing job and soccer mom and football mom. Yeah, I know sports is crazy. Okay, for all you sports parents, that's crazy. To me, that's time broke. But I just want people to see from the outside why you, as a 3-time business owner that have to put on 3 hats with 6 kids, why did you say yes to another business? Why did you want to commit to something else? What was it about World Ventures that you saw that was good, give you something different than your other 3 businesses wasn't? I don't know.
Yeah, so not only do I have the kids, I mean, even the kids play sports. They got softball, volleyball, basketball, everything under the sun they still gotta go to, on top of their schoolwork too, right? But the reason why I saw it, and you know what, it was a God thing that Ozzy was outside and not inside, because he would have made my mind up for me when Kara and Ray showed me the presentation, but he was outside. And so I just made that decision only because I knew myself as, going through the stuff that I had to do for our businesses. I looked at what I needed to do with World Ventures. All I had to do was share and invite. That's the main 2 things. I knew that was my responsibility. And when I only saw those 2 things, I was like, huh, that's it? Like, I can do that, all the other stuff is, all the other businesses, those are hard work, but invite and share, and that's it. That's all you're asking me to do. Like, I can do that. And having the businesses, yeah, it's successful, but being in something new like this, and just, it was about travel, and that's already what we love to do. And that was, for me, just a no-brainer, that's
Right.
why I just jumped in. And again, like, if Ozzy was inside and listening, I think he would have made a different impact on me. But because he was outside, That was it.
Yeah. So I know you love to travel, sister, and I want people to hear this testimony because when I heard it, it blew my mind. I want you to share your best experience that you had with dream trips and your most savings.
Okay, um, so my first dream trip, I heard about it at our third travel party. I mean, everybody kept on saying like it's a sought out trip. It's the sought out trip. You got to get on this trip. And it was Nueva Vallarta at the Maraval residence, right? And so when I first met Terry, and I think that, yeah, when I first met Terry and Mary, it was in our Vegas house already. And so I told Terry, I said, Terry, when that trip comes on, you better make sure I'm on it, because that's my first dream trip that I want to be on. And he goes, okay, okay. And so maybe like in August, I was like scrolling and scrolling. And then I looked at Marathon, and the thing said Win Red sold out. And I was like, what the heck? I went on the phone and I called Terry. I said, Terry, remember I told you in Vegas that I wanted to go on my first dream trip to Maraval? He goes, yeah. And I go, hello, the thing is sold out. And he goes, what? He goes, oh, shoot. And I said, no, not oh, shoot. Like, you better get your phone, call your peeps, and you better open some rooms, because I am going on that trip whether you like it or not. I said, I want to be on that trip. And you know what? Terry made it happen. And not only was I able to go, and then also my sponsor, she saw that I was going, and then so she signed up, and then Chad them signed up, and then Kara them signed up. Wow. And then a little ways down the road, my sponsor said she couldn't make it, and then Sabrina them ended up jumping in and took their spot. So wow. All four of us went together. But by me going on that first trip, it allowed me to get the experience, and I shared it with Auntie them, and then I had to share it with Sabrina guys, how good our dream trip was. In that, right after that and right before COVID, we got to go on 15 of us, my family, Auntie Napua's and Sabrina, was able to go to Disney right before COVID and hit Baja, Mexico on a cruise right before COVID.
Wow. And you guys traveled together. That's huge.
All traveled together.
A lot of families can't do that because of the price point. So you guys went on a cruise and Disney. Yeah. That's like top of my 5 bucket list. Disney's always at the top. And then some kind of cruise. But you guys did it. You guys did
that. That was one of my bucket lists, was the cruise.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, and tell us about your cruise, by the way. Didn't you have some kind of butler service? Was this the cruise?
Yes, this was the cruise. Me and Ozzy went prior to Alaska, on an Alaska cruise. And he met some guy at the crap table, and we saw the guy the next morning. I said, oh, you should come and see where I'm staying. And I said, why? Are you on a different ship or what? And then he said, oh, no, I'm in the same ship. And I said, why do you want me to go see? Don't we all have the same rooms? And he goes, oh, no. And I was like, what? So I said, okay, after we finish eat, we'll go and hook up with you guys. And so when we got to that floor, there was a swipe for every freaking door, like for the front door, for the bathroom over there, for the I don't know what else, the elevator, everything had swipe. And so we're walking, and just walking into that portion of the ship, which is called the Haven, that whole part is called the Haven, walking into that and seeing that we had our own swimming pool. Every single balcony on every section had their own jacuzzi. Ozzy was like, babe, I want to be in this one on the next cruise we go to. And so when Baja came along, I called Norwegian, and I wanted the same place. I wanted the place. They walked me around the ship so I could see the cabins and where I would like to be. So when we got Ozzy was like, you know what, babe? He was all gung ho, and so he said, oh, we go downstairs, we go just book everything. And I said, yeah, are you sure? I said, you didn't even know how much it costs. And he goes, nah, we just go downstairs, we go book them. I said, okay. So we go downstairs, we go to the desk, and of course, you know, if that's your second cruise, they give you a credit, which was $500. But when I told them this is how much kids, this is where I want to stay, blah blah blah, and he told me 45,000, I was like, you out of your mind? 45,000? You know what I can do with 45 grand? And
Right.
then I said, you know what? Thank you, but at least I know what my budget is. So I walked away. I was like, I ain't going to stay over there. You crazy. And then the kids, I cannot put all my kids in one room. I got to get another room for them.
Right.
And then, so when I got home, he still was pushing me. And so we called. I was like, do you know what? I called Norwegian, said, do you have another cheaper room in the Haven side still yet? They said, yeah, we can hook you guys up, blah, blah, blah. But now this is all prior to me signing up for World Ventures when I booked that Norwegian cruise. So a month later, just something was a part of me that morning that just woke me up and said, you need to cancel everything with Norwegian. And I was like, oh my God, Lord, is that you? Like, who is that? It better be you, Lord, because if I cancel everything and I can't get it back, then I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, Ozzy would be pissed. And so I called corporate first, and I told corporate, and I remember her name was Trisha.
This is after you jumped in World Ventures.
This is a month after I signed the membership for World Ventures.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you already booked Norwegian. You already got a membership. And then you woke up one morning, I got to cancel Norwegian. So you called WV World Ventures Corporate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I called corporate office. I told them what was going to happen. And she said, Kate, give me all the names. Give me everything, every information I need to know so I can rebook you. But you need to call them right now and cancel. So I called Norwegian. I canceled everything. And so I called Trisha back and I said, okay, I did everything. She said, give me a couple days. And then so the couple days went, well, actually it was a day and a half already. And I was like, oh, I was sweating because I don't know what to tell my husband if our cruise not gonna happen.
Right.
You know, our cruise will probably happen, but not where he wants it to.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so she finally calls me back the day after. So this is 3 days. And then so I answer the phone and I was like, oh, give me good news, please. And she goes, I have good news. And I said, okay. So, you know, I figure she booked everything, got us all in, got us the same cabin. But she said, not only did I do all of that, I saved you $7,000. I was like, what? How you gonna save me $7,000? Did you do something with Norwegian? Blah blah blah. And she goes, no, it's just, you know, it's just part of your membership, and we'd like to book you and save you that 7,000. I said, oh heck yeah! And then let me tell my husband after, because then he'd be more happy. And then it came to the day. Well, I think like a month prior to our ship, and you have to pay the whole balance. And she called me to get my monies to pay. When she called me that day, she said, I was able to save you another 3,000. So altogether, she was able to save us $10,000 on that whole cruise.
Wow.
So yeah, it was amazing. It was unbelievable.
And she matched everything. She got you the same room. You guys had the same accommodations. That is crazy. So talk about amazing, deeply discounted prices that you get through your membership. Like to me, so far, that's the best testimony I heard. $10,000 off of a vacation. Yeah. The more bigger your family, the more savings that you have. So with a big family like that, I bet you guys did way more on your Disney trip because you had $10,000 more in your pocket.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what I love to hear with the membership. Like, makes me now want to book a Haven suite.
Oh, you gotta go and see the Haven. Like, you have butler, you got your own swimming pool, you got your own restaurant, your own buffet line. Like, you don't even, and because I don't know if it was because of COVID that was still happening, but on our side, we had like, I don't know, maybe only a little bit amount of people.
Wow. Yeah, because you had your own suite. Okay, so I know there's always like the best side to the membership. There's always, that's the good side of being in this business. The membership is always the good side. What challenges did you come across building World Ventures, and how did you guys overcome it? Because, you know, everybody wants to hear not just the glory side of building this business, like, yeah, I got to director, woohoo, you know, what did it take for you to get there? What was your biggest challenges?
I think it's not necessarily the no's, because I think I can handle the no's so far. I mean, shoot, you growing up, your parents said no, your grandparents said no, your ex said no, your husband said no, everything was no, 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 you know? So, I mean, you just grow up hearing no's. But I think the most challenging part for me was seeing that people never saw what they had. You know, people never believed in what they could do. Because I saw the potential in them, but I don't think they saw the potential of them doing it, or just amounting to something, you know?
Right.
Because, you know, when this things come in your mind and you're like, oh, who can I share with? Who needs this? Who needs to see this? You know, it's just everybody plays in your mind. But I mean, that's the hardest part, is watching people go out and never even doing anything, you know, not even trying. That's the hardest part that I see. Because I just cry. Like, it's like, do you even know what you have?
Oh yeah, I
Like,
feel you.
if I had this when I was, when it was a long time ago, I wish I had this, and I would have started a while ago. But, you know, just having it now, like, oh my God, it's just amazing. But that's the only challenge I see, is like, I want you to believe in yourself that you can do this. You know, it'll be hard, yeah, but I mean, you don't have to do it by yourself. All of us is here for you.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, and
yeah.
you are doing an amazing job at getting your team, you know, helping them reach to levels, always leveling them up, and, you know, coming as a leader and a mentor. So, with that being said, you know, training events, I feel, and it is definitely, it plays a very big role in our business. So, the View is our next training event. Guys, if you guys don't know what that is, that's in October 25 and 26, I believe. And tickets are on sale right now. It's an online training. We normally have these major training events quarterly in person. But because of the pandemic, we have it online because, like we said, leaders adjust, okay? If you didn't get your ticket, get your tickets, because it's super important. It's imperative to your business. I want you to tell Shontaz, everybody, how has the major events impacted your business and your life? Like, why are they important to attend? What has it done for you?
So when I first signed up, we signed up June 11th, 2019. That coming next month, July, was boot camp. And so I already knew, like, you know, I've been to other, like, I've not been in um an event for MLM, but I've been to like Tony Robinson and all of that kind of stuff, and it cost me like grands
Oh
to
yeah,
go to an event like that.
Mhm.
But when I just seen not even the amount, just knowing that my mentors said that you need to be at this training, then that's where I'm gonna be, you know. And so I signed up for boot camp, and Carol was on me the whole whole time she was like, sister, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. And oh, and by the way, we're gonna be able to check out headquarters. And I said, oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure, I want to go to there. And so when we got there, oh, actually, you know what, let me reverse that, because my husband said he never let go. He said, no, I don't let go, just you go, you can go by yourself. And I said, okay, whatever, but guess what, I'm gonna go to the Dallas Cowboy Training Center. And he goes, what? No, I'm going. I said, nah, stay home then. but but anyways, he ended up going because it was at the Ford Center, and our hotel was like right there, like right outside of the event. And there was a football field I mean, World Ventures just went all out that boot camp weekend. And then when I was looking forward to the store, so that opened up. I was buying all kinds of stuff, all the merchandise, guys. Like, that's where if you want it all, it's all at the events. Yes. Don't make your friends buy them because they're buying a lot already for them. So, but anyways, yeah. So the next day, Saturday, it all begins in the morning. And you know what? As soon as I freaking got to my seat, I'm telling you, I have chicken skin right now telling you guys, because I mean, the pump up and the hype up of everything, you're just like, oh, what's going on? Whoa, what's going on? Like, everybody's so happy, yelling, screaming, blah, blah, blah. And then they start speaking, and then they start walking stage. Like, literally, if never even have seats in the event, I never even cared because I never had to sit down. I was so excited. Oh my God, it was so amazing. And coming from that event just freaking lit a fire under my butt. Like, like I couldn't even sit down, because when they start giving you the what is that? The love bombs. When Eddie starts throwing out the love bombs, I'm just floored. I'm like texting everybody, but I want to pay attention to what they're saying too. And like, when they give that away, it's like, holy smokes, you got to tell everybody. And so, yeah, so I mean, the event is just another way to just, like how you go church. So, you go church on Sunday, and then you have to, sometimes you got to wait the next Sunday for church, to feel that spirit again. But it's like a church on a Wednesday, like how we get weekly in between services, like on a Wednesday. That's how that felt to me. Like, I needed that, I needed that uplift. Yeah, I needed that in the middle of the week. That's how I felt.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, I totally get you, sister. I love the major training events in live. It is online now, guys, but you know what? Get your tickets. Make sure to get your tickets, because, okay, so the View from the Edge is, the major training events is the blueprint of how to get this done. You hear a lot of testimonies, you hear a lot of mindset stuff, but the View from the Edge, which is the last quarter of the year, always in October, they share the training in a different way, visual, because everybody has a different learning way of learning, right? And so the View is skits, like little mini movies. I call it little plays. And when you were in elementary, you used to love going to plays. And as you grew older, no more plays anymore, right? And this, to me, I just get so giddy, because you just see the master of trainer, Mark Aceta, he puts on a theatric. And it's things that we are going through in life, in building this business, and talk about having breakthroughs in your business, having breakthroughs with what's holding you back. Like, I feel, and I don't know if you've never experienced this, I would love for you to experience this. For me, when I go to church and they have these messages, I feel like I'm sitting in church by myself, and there's a spotlight on me and the person that's delivering the message and God. It's like God's giving me information that was directed just to me. That's how this feels like at the View, but on the business front. It's Mark Aceta talking to me, and delivering a message to me like, Rora, I know what you're going through in your business, and do this, or this is what needs to be done, or this is how, I know this is how you feel, and this is how you can overcome it. Like, it just feels like that. Okay, so make sure you get your tickets. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. I love our trainings and when we have these like one-on-ones, because you get to know your team more, and it just makes you, for me, it's a solidification as to why I continue to love this, and why I'm gonna continue to build this, and why I'm never gonna quit. Because, you know, just 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 my team, like, this is Ohana, this is family. Sorry, I'm getting too excited. So to wrap this up, in the words of Roro in my presentation, we're taking this in for a landing, guys, so keep your seatbelts buckled. Shontaz, what is your next goal with World Ventures, with your business spot? We know that you hit director. What is your next goal? What do you want to accomplish?
You know, of course, the next rank is my next goal, but that's actually behind me. You know, in the back of my mind, like, you gotta hit MD, blah. But my goal is to make sure that my team ranks up. My team hit the next ranks. You know, I can do it. You know, I know behind my head I can achieve whatever I need to, but I need to help my team to achieve theirs too, not only for myself, but for them, you know. And so that's my major goal, is to help my team to rank up.
Nice. And you know, that's exactly this business. Once you start serving others, it will happen for you. And it comes with the territory. When you lift others, you'll be lifted. So that's what I love about this. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Shontaz. Thank you, Auntie Napua. Thank you, Uncle Gary. Like, these stories are just amazing. And, you know, the list grows and grows with the residuals that are ranking, the residuals that are being added to this list. And that's an amazing goal to have. We have a week left for August, and we're bringing that to a closing. But you know what? It's never too early to start a new goals list for September. Who do you have on your list? How many do you want to help on your team level up? Not necessarily hit residual levels, but level up, like waive their fees, you know, 1-star rep, 2-star rep, 3-star rep. And when you start having these goals, even these small goals, it will in turn rank somebody on your team up. Not necessarily just you, but people on your team. When you lift them up, it lifts you. When you guys make money, we make money. So that's the super amazing thing about this business. We work together as this team, and we cannot do this alone, guys. I love that you guys are on this call. I love that you guys get connected. Thank you guys for your time. Another amazing Sunday in the books. Thank you guys for sharing your story. But
hey, Roro, I just wanted to give Auntie Napua and Auntie and Uncle Gary like a shout out, because without them to watching my kids, I wouldn't have been able to go to my first dream trip. So, you know, and then the next trip we was able to all go together. But without them too watching my children, I don't know how many trips I've been on that they've always been at my house to watch my kids, to feed my kids, to take them to school. And so I love you, Auntie, and I love you, Uncle.
We love you too.
Now
we love you too.
That's a big feat, Auntie Napua, because Shontaz and Ozzy get choke kids and they got a big house.
But you know what? She take my kids as hers too. So it works both ways. But, you know, I take her like one daughter that I never had. That sometimes I wish I had. Because I go through things with my own kids, you know. But she's always been there for my daughters. And I will always be there for hers. And anything that she needs. And for all of you too, I'd be there for anybody. I drop everything. If I could help and help in any way, shape, or form, trust me, it's just a snap, crackle, pop away. I'll be
And
there.
that's what makes me feel so good because, guys, that's just how the Novellis are. And that's how the Germanos are. Like, they're just so giving. It blows my mind. I'm like, I feel like I knew them long time. And we're like super close, Ohana, already. And it's just,
Yes, we are.
I went to Shontaz's house because yesterday, because we did exchanges of gifts. It felt like Christmas, yeah, Shontaz. And, you know, and it's because they're just so big in my life right now. They're just amazing people. And you know, Auntie Napua is in Utah building, and you know, I wanted to give props out and major shout out to Alex and Allison because
Yes.
they're helping Auntie Napua and Shontaz build the business. And guys, this is the
Yes.
story about the business. Alex and Allison gets nothing besides the
Yep.
friendship. Business wise, they don't benefit at all from building with them. They
And pound cake and dessert.
yes, pay with dessert. They took time out of their vacation to drive to
Yes.
Utah for a team that does not benefit them. So talk about this
Sacrifice.
just World Ventures, just our culture is just amazing.
Yes.
I love that. Like, we're here to help each other. We just love to see each other win, you know. And when I say they don't benefit at all, they're on totally different legs. They're on totally different teams in regards to the legs, if that helps you guys understand what I mean by they don't benefit. I'm not saying you work World Ventures and you're not going to get paid. No, that's not it. What I'm saying is they're on a totally different team as far as the binary tree. And that's why it doesn't financially benefit their business, but it benefits their business in more ways than just financial. Okay. But
Roro, I like just leave one fast thought before you say your closing, if I can.
absolutely.
And it's just something I like to share with everybody. Always remember yesterday's history. Tomorrow's a mystery.
No, she's frozen again.
I'll have her repeat it. Auntie Napua, cannot hear you.
Oh,
We
Couldn't
having
hear
said
you,
that,
Auntie.
huh?
Couldn't hear you.
Okay, let me tell you again. Yesterday's history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Today is a gift because it's the present. So take life for what it is today and run as far as you can and never look back, because the best is yet to come. And remember, always give thanks to the Lord, because without him, we are nothing.
Amen. I'm going to leave it at that because we cannot get better than that.
Drop
I
the
love
mic.
Thank you,
I
Auntie
love
Napua.
you guys.
That is a mic drop moment, Rodney.
Guys.
I love
Thank you guys
all of
so
you.
much for jumping on the call, y'all.
I love you guys.
We'll see you again next week, Sunday, 2 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.